Yeah, what's going on, everybody? It is Chibster here. I wanted to make a quick video today talking about the big Singe changes that are currently on the PBE. They went on the 27th of June, and I know MinishCap1's already done a video on this. I actually haven't seen his video yet, so I don't really know what he thinks about it. I know he thinks that, I've read some of his comments on Singe mains, he thinks they're pretty good and a step in the right direction. But I'm going to give my thoughts on them, and you know, sort of what I think and how they're going to affect Singe, specifically his builds and how you play him in the future. So, here we have him right here. So, the first thing you want to note is that his base health has increased from 542.76 to 610, and his health growth per level has increased from 82 to 90. This isn't really a buff, it's just to compensate for him not gaining health from mana, from his passive anymore, because his passive has been reworked. So basically, you know, Singe would start with bonus health because he has a certain amount of base mana, obviously, and he would obviously get more health per level as his mana went up as well. So they've just tweaked that to sort of compensate for the fact that he doesn't get that from his passive anymore. So his new passive is Slipstream. Singe will draft off of nearby champions, gaining 25% movement speed for 2 seconds. Each champion has a 10-second cooldown. Now, what does this mean? Basically, I've read a little bit about the range. I think you actually see it a little bit here. The range isn't that far, like, for it to proc on enemy champions. I think if I had to guess, it might be fling range, or probably a little bit more than fling range, just slightly. And basically, if you go near an enemy champion, and you get, within 10 seconds, well, hold on. If you are near an enemy champion in this area, if enemy champion's in this area near you, Singe will gain 25% movement speed for 10 seconds. That champion will go on a 10-second cooldown when this effect procs. So it's sort of like when you ease someone as Yasuo, and that champion specifically gets a cooldown where you can't dash to them again. Same thing on here. And yeah, each champion has a 10-second cooldown, and basically, it stacks. So, if 5 enemy champions are in here, you will gain 125% movement speed. So, imagine a hectic team fight, a cluster team fight as Singed. You could either get a massive burst of speed, or you could chant together. You could run to one champion and get 25, run to the next, use that speed to catch up to the next, get another 25, and just... This is a really good passive change. It's awesome. It gives him chase potential, it allows him to stick around in fights. It's just... I love this change. This change is great. And also, the fact that it has a 10-second cooldown, you might think, oh, that's sort of prohibitive. But Singe plays a lot around like a hit-and-run playstyle, especially in laning phase. I mean, how many of you guys have, you know, been like, oh, I can tower dive this person in laning phase. I'm going to pop, oh, I'm going to run in, I'm going to fling, I'm going to scar to attack, get poison on him, do a bit of damage, run out. Then I'm going to wait till my fling cooldown comes back, then I'm going to run back in and do it again. This sort of encourages that playstyle, especially in laning phase. It's really, really good. I really like it. It gives you that hit-and-run style in laning phase that you already do if you're going for an AP Singed, and it gives you a lot of power in team fights, by allowing you to proc it multiple times and have it stack and just get insane bursts of movement speed. So with this, I'm hoping Righteous Glory will no longer be a required item on Singed. Hopefully. I hate Righteous Glory. I'm with MinishCap on that one. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Now, Poison Trail. Pretty much straight up buffed Poison Trail. They've increased the AP ratio from 30% to 40%, and the damage has been changed from 22 to 34. Let's see. Okay, so slightly lower base damage, but obviously much better AP scaling. So, not a good change for Tank Singed, very, very good change for AP Singed. So, we're going to be seeing a lot less Tank Singed now. Hopefully, this kills Tank Singed. We'll be very happy with that. So yeah, straight up 25% buff to the ratio on your Poison Trail, from 30% to 40%. It's going to be great. It's going to do a lot more extra damage, and it's going to scale into the late game even better than it does. Well, no, it doesn't really... See, his damage scales into the late game. He just can't get to people and survive to do the damage right now. So this will make him much better in late game, and probably mid game as well, depending on what build you're going. But it's a good change. It's a good change no matter what you do. I think even if you're going Dark Seals, this is still a good change. I'm pretty sure that it will still give you way more AP. So a great change. Now the Mega Adhesive has been changed. It's not really a straight buff. I would say it is a buff. I think MinishCap is saying like it's sort of like a neutral change. I disagree. I think it's more of a buff. But it's not like, holy shit, it's so much better now, like it's passive. So basically, its mana cost has been lowered. Wait, what? Mana cost has been lowered. Oh, yeah, yes. Pfft, I was confused. So its mana cost has been lowered by 10 at every rank. Good. Singe's mana costs are retarded. So instead of costing 70 at rank 1, which it'll probably be at for most of the game, unless, you know, we'll see how his fling goes. But I'm pretty sure we'll still be maxing W last, or at least I probably will. So yeah, 10%, and, you know, at that one point you've got it at most of the game, it's going to cost 60 instead of 70 now. So very nice. Its cooldown has changed, though. So it's now no longer 14 at all ranks, but, oh, there we go. As you can see, now its cooldown goes down per level. So that was always a big thing. We're always like, wait, why does Singe's fling and his mega adhesive not go down, you know, in cooldown per level? Now his mega adhesive does. But the problem is, you need to get to level 4 for it to be the same rank. The same as it is now. I would still say that's okay, considering what the big change. So, its slow has also been changed from 35% going up to 10% every level to 40% at all ranks. So, at level 1, where you have it for most of the game, if you're maxing it last, a buff. But as soon as you hit level 2, a nerf. And its duration is lowered from 5 seconds to 3 seconds. So, basically, he's no longer going to be as good at zone control, or using his adhesive at zone control, at choking off a choke point in jungle to stall an enemy advance or a retreat. He's no longer going to be as good at that, but with this effect right here, it's going to be much better for actually chasing down and killing people and sticking on people in team fights. Enemies in the area are now also grounded, prohibiting the use of movement abilities. So, this is something that people have been asking for on Singe's Mega Adhesive, basically since the Cassiopeia changes were announced and the grounding effect was made. Singe now has it. He's got some pretty steep... This is overall a nerf here. Shut up, eBay, go away. This is overall a nerf here. Obviously, the mana decrease is a buff, but... Overall, that's a nerf, but you get the grounding effect to make up for it. Personally, I think this is a buff. It's not a massive buff, but it's a buff. I like this. It's very good. His fling. Thank fuck. The mana cost has been lowered. Now, it's still the same at max level, but the level 1 fling is now no longer fucking 100 mana. It's 80 mana. So, that's very nice. That's the biggest change, I think. It's gonna make getting, you know, those... level 4 kills, you know, you Ignite Singes out there, those level 4 kills, it's going to make getting them a lot easier now that you can free up some mana. So that's very nice to see. Jax is going to have a very hard time against Singed when he gets reworked here. But yeah, if you're an Ignite Singe player, I mean, if you're any Singe player, the mana cost buff is good. But especially if you're that hyper-aggressive Ignite Singe player, this is a very, very good thing for you. Insanity Potion. Finally, the mana cost has been lowered. You ever been, like, proxying, like, at level 6 or so? You just got ult, you start proxying, and you're like, fuck, I gotta conserve my mana, I gotta keep it above 150, so that I can use my ult in case someone comes. Well, now you got a little bit more leeway. You can keep it at 100 instead. So, mana cost lower from 150 to 100, and the stat bonuses have changed from 35, 50, and 80, to 35, 60, and 85. So, straight up buff to his ultimate. Level 1, it's the same, but level 2, you get 10 more, and level 3, you get 5 more. So actually more of a buff to his mid-game than his late-game on the ultimate. But, I mean, it's a straight-up buff, can't complain about that. So yeah, these are some very, very good changes. Now, what do I think this is going to mean for Singe going forward? Especially, how do I think he's going to be built? Maybe Righteous Glory will still be a component, perhaps. But, honestly, with the fact that he doesn't scale on mana anymore, and the fact that sort of you get movement speed now, just, you know, as your passive, I don't personally think Righteous Glory is going to be built anymore. I mean, it will still be a decent item on Singed. Can't shit on that. I still hate building it, but I can't deny it will still be a decent item. I just think there'll probably be better items now. Now, obviously, we'll have to see. It could be completely wrong. As I like to say, there's probably some Korean who will prove me wrong later. But I don't think Righteous Glory is going to be built anymore. Another thing, Tier is gone. I don't know anybody who would ever build Tier now. Totally not worth it. You don't need the mana. You don't need the mana. It's overkill for you. You don't scale on mana anymore. Tier Archangels, it's gone. I'm pretty sure it's just completely gone. We're not going to be seeing it at all. Rod of Ages, I think we might still see. Simply because Rod of Ages will give you a little bit of mana, but it will also give you that damage as well. It's a very, very balanced item for Singe. Obviously, it's not as good anymore since you don't scale on the mana, but I still think it's a decent item. Probably won't be optimal, but it's decent. What I personally think we'll be seeing is we'll be seeing the Rylai's Leandries. That's probably what we'll be seeing. I don't know if we'll still be seeing Dark Seal stacking, because you don't need the mana from them anymore, but still the other effects of Dark Seal, the increased potion duration and the AP and the high sell cost that Dark Seal has. So you can sell it for like 260 gold when you buy it for like 350 compared to Doran's Ring where you sell it for like 180 or something. So I still think we're probably going to be seeing Dark Seal stacking. Probably. Though I do think now you can sort of just go Rylai's Leandries with these changes. You probably can. That's probably what we're going to be seeing, and that would honestly be for the best, probably. We'll still have to see how we'll manage mana. I mean, obviously we can still manage it. You know, Season 5, Rylai's Leandries Singe with no mana items was with the Vogue build. But we'll have to see. Maybe Rod of Ages will still be there, but I personally think it's going to be Rylai's and Leandries into tank, as it was in Season 5, pretty much. So, yeah. Great changes overall. I like them. We'll have to see where they go with them. This on its own looks pretty good. Like I said, I haven't watched Minish Cap's video yet, so he's probably gonna... I'm probably gonna watch his video and be like, oh shit, that's a good idea. Why didn't I mention that? But, yeah, to me, this looks good. I think one thing they could perhaps do was, you know, reduce Fling's cooldown per level. That could be an interesting thing. But then again, that sort of might be hard to do. Like, even if you increase it by like 0.5%, 0.5 seconds per level. So, you know, you start off on a 10-second cooldown, and at level 5 you have an 8-second cooldown. You know, that would be alright. That would be alright. Or maybe even a 1-second cooldown. I don't know. Maybe that will be an overbuff to Singed. Maybe you would have to revert the mana cost back to what it was before. I personally would be fine with that, actually. If they kept his current ridiculous mana cost, but they made his Fling cooldown go down with level, I think that would be cool. But we'll have to see. I don't know. We'll see what they do. I'm not in the balance. These could all be reverted tomorrow. We might have another whole new set of changes next week. Who knows? Also, another thing. I don't know if I can find it. No, I can't. But his Poison Trail also has new particles now on PBE. So he's got these. It looks a lot smoother now. A lot smoother, like an actual trail of gas. So it looks pretty cool. You guys can look those changes up. That'll alright. But anyways, yeah, those are my thoughts on the 27th of June PBE update. Thank you all for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Tell me your thoughts below. Yeah, catch you all next time.